What's poppin', dogs? Mr. Allen here with some congruent triangles in this video. We want to state why, using side, 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 angle, and angle, side, one of those, why each pair of triangles are congruent. And then also, if they are not congruent, we're going to write not congruent or maybe not enough information, something like that, right? Directions can vary from teacher to teacher. So, first one here. We got A, B, C, D. We got a quadrilateral with a diagonal in here. Perhaps it's a rectangle, maybe parallelogram. I don't know. All right. But I got these two congruent and these two congruent. So I've got two pairs of sides congruent, which is not enough information to prove two triangles congruent. But reflexive property tells me that guy is congruent to itself. Therefore, we've got our two triangles congruent by side, side, side. So that's all it's asking for. I'm just going to write it right in here. Side, 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 right? It doesn't ask for a congruent statement. You could write it out if you want to. I'm going to write it out for you guys, even though it didn't ask, because that honestly takes a little bit of practice. So we've got triangle. I'll go with ABC first. I usually jot one of these down, and then I just match up the other guy. So this is ABC. Well, where am I going to go first here? We got CDA, CDA. And I'll tell you why I picked that. From A to B is the 2 tick mark guy right here. Right? And then it goes from B to C, which is the 1 tick mark. So if I go from C to D, that's the 2 tick mark, then D to A is the 1 tick mark, right? Now, if you also look at this, AC should be in the same spot here, outside and outside, right? We got D and B are the two formed by these, the 2 tick mark and 1 tick mark, and D and B are in the same spot in here as well. So there's a couple ways to double check that, but there we go on that one. That's about it, right? Went above and beyond there. I even wrote the congruent statement. Sometimes they'll ask you for that. Sometimes they won't. I figure, why not practice it, even though it's not in the directions? I just love math and so much. All right, next one. We got C as the midpoint of both BD and AE. Now, if I said it was just the midpoint of BD, we'd only get these two segments congruent. But because I said it's also the midpoint of AE, we get these two as well. Be careful not to over apply it, where if we just said it was BD, the midpoint of BD, we could only get those two segments congruent. And I've seen a lot of kids, they'll just mark everything as congruent when they see a midpoint. The midpoint is specific to one segment unless stated, with multiples here. Okay. So I've got pair of sides, pair of sides. I need more. I either need these two sides to be congruent, or I need the angle between the two sides to be congruent. Those are vertical angles, and they absolutely are congruent. How wonderful, right? All vertical angles are congruent. When I have that crisscross applesauce action going on there, those angles are going to be congruent no matter how they change in size. They're going to be congruent when they are across from each other in this fashion. These two are also congruent, but I don't care. I'm not using them. They're not in the triangle. All right. Shall we write the congruent statement again just because it's so fun? Well, first I should probably say by side, angle, side, right? Very good. It's side, then an angle, then a side. The angle is formed by the two sides. The two sides are touching that angle on the diagram and in the statement, right? That's how I think of these things with the congruent statements. These two sides touch the angle. On the diagram, they should do the same. They are forming that angle right there. Now, we'll write the statement. I'll start with triangle A, B, C, alphabetical order. And then I'm going to go with, let's see here, well, what's going to correspond to A? Well, if I look over down here at E, all right, E is on the opposite. Let's see how I want to say it. We got AC, right? AC. We got EC. That's the same segment. So we're going to have E right here, and we're going to have C on the outside, which puts D on the inside. So when we're writing our second part of our congruent statement here, I generally look at my angles first. So I know that C is at the end here. It's a corresponding angle in that triangle as well. So C has to be last, right? Now, if I look at the segment here with C, if we go from C to E, it's got 2 tick marks. If I go from C to A, it's got 2 tick marks, which means that then E and A are going to have to correspond with each other as well. So I've got E going first, and the same thought process from C to D has 1 tick mark, C to B has 1 tick mark, so D is going to be right next to C in that statement. If you can also even think about this in like a reflection, like this one's like twisted, okay, then that can help you line up as well. You can see that, A is going to go with E, B is going to go with D. So however you want to look at it, writing these things can be kind of challenging, but you can always go back and check once you've written it down. Check this out. I got AB here. It's got no tick marks. We've got ED here. It's got no tick marks. I got BC right here with 1 tick mark. And then we've got DC also with 1 tick mark. We've got AC on the outside with 2 tick marks. We got EC on the outside with 2 tick marks, okay? So writing those statements can be kind of challenging at first. Take some practice to get used to it, but there we go. Beautiful, fantastic. All right, next one down here. I've got, looks like we're missing a letter here. There we go. Now we got all the points. All right. So we want to know, are these 2 triangles here congruent? Why? Okay, well, AD is congruent to itself, just like in this one up here, reflexive property would do that. So I've got a pair of sides, a pair of angles. So we got 2 sides and an angle. But is it side angle side? Well, this angle is formed by this side and this side. Same with this angle. It's formed by this side and this side. So really what we have going on here is angle side side, or perhaps I'll write side side angle on the board, right? That does not work. Nope, can't do it, okay? It does not work. You can't prove 2 triangles congruent by side-side angle. It only actually works if you have right triangles, but you don't have that here. That's a whole nother conversation. If you'd like to know why side-side angle does not work, I'm going to link the video up here, if I remember, all right, to show you why it doesn't work. Because you actually have the possibility of having 2 different triangles or no triangle that exists at all. So it's a whole little thing there. But for this one here, since I have no other information, I don't know if these 2 are congruent, right? I don't have any other angle pairs or anything like that. I only have angle, a side, and a side in that order. This side does not touch these 2 angles. Therefore, it can't touch it in the statement like it does here. So, not congruent. Not, ooh, I can do this. Congruent, not. That's cool, right? Get it? See? That's pretty dope. All right. Last one here, dogs. Last one. I shall go with yellow. It kind of looks like the green, but trust me, it's yellow. All right, no letters here, no points named, but that's fine. We can still do it. I got a pair of angles, and a pair of sides. Even if this wasn't marked as being right angles and right angles, they're still vertical angles, so they're still congruent. So we either have angle, angle side, or angle side angle. But which one is it? For angle, angle side, one of the angles should not be touching the side. For angle side angle, both angles have to be touching that side. In this situation here, only this angle pair will be touching the side that we're talking about, whereas these 2 angles here are not touching this side. Therefore, we're talking about angle, angle side, not angle side angle for these 2 triangles right here. All right. There we go, guys. 4 dope examples. A couple times we went above and beyond. Wrote our triangle congruent statement, which was very exciting, very fun, and awesome. Hopefully that helps there, and know that it is possible to have triangles that are not congruent. Be careful of angle, side, 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 angle, whatever you want to call it. But there we go. That's dope. That's awesome. You guys are dope and awesome. And have a wonderful day.